try to speak to as many foreigners as you can, and don't be afraid to make a mistake.
Was it hard to communicate with them?
Yeah, it was really hard to communicate with Turkish people, to tell them what do you want.
I don't know the answer to that. Why don't
What is the problem?
Why don't I speak Turkish?
I think it depends on where you are. In more local places, they actually don't talk English or speak English, but in the big city and the more touristy places, they're good at English. I think, they have to learn it in school, and if they don't go to school, they don't learn English.
First of all, when I came here to Turkey, I tried to communicate with Turkish people. Like, I don't know Turkish at the beginning. I tried to communicate in English, but they don't know English. Like most of the people, they don't know English here in Turkey.
Was it hard to communicate with them?
Yeah, it was really hard to communicate with Turkish people, to tell them what do you want. Maybe if you know native speakers in English, you can speak with them. Maybe
Does it really work, the native speakers?
maybe it does. The accent. Maybe you got the accent from them. Like it helps. It really helps.
We've been here for about a week now, and it's been kind of half and half. Like some places are able to speak English, and some not at all. But when I can't speak English, a lot of times using the Google Translator app works very well, especially in Ubers or taxis of any kind. But so far, it really hasn't been a barrier at all to traveling here. It's been fairly simple to get around and communicate when you really need to. And I've actually been surprised at how many people do speak English compared to what I was expecting. So yeah.
Yeah. What is the problem? Why they can't speak English very well, or basic level?
I don't know the answer to that. Why don't
What is the problem?
Why don't I speak Turkish? You speak very good English, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, most of the cab drivers and people that in hotels and restaurants, they at least speak some basic English, enough to get by to have a small conversation. But I mean, I guess an easier way for most people to learn any other language is pop culture and even watching movies and TV shows with captions and stuff. That or just learning basic phrases. The same thing I try to do when I go to other countries is learn a basic phrase or two just to try to adapt to where you're going or who you're going to be talking to.
Thank you.
Especially if you know a few basic words to start with. Talking to a native speaker definitely will help you to learn, at least like I said, some basic phrases and words to get by in a normal basic conversation. Yeah.
What do you think about Turkish people English?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really bad, but I wouldn't say it's really good. So I would say a bit in between, actually. Like some people speak some English, like people in hotels and stuff speak really good English. But people on the streets, they speak like a few words like how are you and hello and that kind of thing. Yeah, maybe watch more English movies and try to talk a bit more English. Don't be afraid to fail when talking English.
Turkish people are very, they're trying to be helpful, even if they don't know English. And I think the general knowledge of English in Turkey is much better than in Russia, where I'm originally from. But at the same time, it's not at the level of, for example, the Netherlands, where I lived, where everyone can speak Turkish. English. So I'd say on average it's medium. So a lot of people know a lot of phrases, and even if they don't speak English, they would be trying to help you.
What do you want to suggest them to improve their English? Which way they need to try?
Well, the best way to improve your English is to talk and not to be afraid, to make a mistake. So my advice would be talk to, and in Istanbul, there's a lot of practice that you can do with English-speaking people. So try, Turkish people, try to speak to as many foreigners as you can, and don't be afraid to make a mistake.
I met a lot of people, Turkish people who know English, but I think that it could be more, because sometimes I have difficulties to communicate, especially in the restaurants, in a cafe or in the shops. It's difficult to explain what I really want to buy or something, so I would prefer it to be better here. Yeah, you just need to practice every single day. It does not take so long. Watch some movies or serials with translation. And communicate with the people around, of course. So, but it's difficult, I guess, to meet some native speakers over there. So probably you need to travel somewhere to find them.